Hi guys, welcome back to SGTV. I've got Nick on the show once again. So I want to talk about awkward customers. Right, so for this one I've been trawling through various electricians' Twitter feeds and different platforms, sort of looking at the annoying questions they get asked. So, first one,
Go on.
why can't you do it cheaper?
I don't get asked it as much as you think. It is frustrating, to be fair, because they just think, they look at you and say, well, you know, I can do a job. How long is it going to take you? An hour? And you would say 80 quid off the top of my head. What? Why? Why can't you do it any cheaper than that? It's like, well, price of materials in for my time. But they just see it as face value of, once you're there, why is it costing me, let's say, £40 an hour to do that? And you do get it a bit. And most of the time, the people that ask me that are the people that I don't want to work for, because they want something for nothing most of the time. But then you get the occasional people that query some quotes, let's say, and until you sort of break it down of, well, it's taken me 3 years to train for this. It's taken me to buy a van, insurance, liability insurer, buy all my tools, then the time to use them, and then to get here, and it's everything else on top of all that is a price it contained in itself, and then driving to your house, and everything, and it actually works out. You think about it, you think, Christ, I should be charging more. So when someone says, oh, it's only taking you 20 minutes to do that, but yeah, but it's taken me 10 years to learn how to do it that quickly. That's why it costs so much. So yeah, most of the time I just go, I'm not doing any cheaper. The price is the price. If you're not happy with it, find someone else, because I know my value realistically.
Don't undervalue yourself.
Yeah. So I've been there and done it. I've had customers in the past where I was first starting off, and I give them a quote, and you can see them going, and you just think, all of a sudden it's like, oh, I feel like I've offended them. I feel like they've gone, oh, no, he's taking the mick out of me, so I'll drop my price instantly, to the point where you're going, oh, I've made a bit of money off this job, but I'm worth more. But this is the thing you got to do when you first start, and if you want that working, you've got to get in there at the right price to then build yourself up. So now if that customer was returned to me 5 years later, they'd be paying the correct price, should I say. So yeah.
Another one we've got, say you've been called into a property and there's an issue, say a consumer unit buzzing or something, and you give them a quote, whatever that quote is for whatever the job is. But my friend Barry down the road reckons all you've got to do is, you know, just turn the kettle off or something, and that'll fix it all. So you're obviously trying to con me or something like that. Is that one that you've come across?
Once or twice, yeah. Normally, yeah, it's my neighbour. That's pretty much what it is. And I say, my neighbour said, you can just do this. And you can, I stood there, you try and, never argue, you try and put your point across and explain why they're wrong or why you're right, or vice versa, whatever. But then you just, like, with time and experience, you just learn that type of customer, just avoid them. Say, fine. If that's the way, unless you desperately need that money and you think, right, you know, my bill's not going to get paid unless I get this job done, I would just personally say, just walk away. Just say, it's fine. If you want Barry to do it, fine. If you want your neighbour to do it, get them to do it.
There you go, Barry, you're in for a job there.
But yeah, it's just experience. And if you just asked me this, 5-6 years ago, I'd probably have a different answer. You know, you want to try and do what you can, get the job in, get the customer satisfaction sort of thing. But I've just, throughout doing it now, I've just sort of lost the patience of trying to deal with these people that you've asked for a service, so pay for it. If you don't want to pay for it, find someone else to do it. Because there'll always be someone else out there to do it at half the price. Whether or not it's done correctly is up to them. Because, you rang up a competent, qualified, insured electrician, you have to pay the premium price for it. So
that brings me on to my next question. Are you sure you've installed this correctly?
To be fair, I had it recently actually. The customer bought themselves the downlights, they were LED downlights, so I wanted to fit LED dimmers to them. And when you get the wrong frequency ones, they flash, and it was my fault. But we were soon steered in the right direction. But yeah, I don't really have that very often, because a lot of people don't know anything about electrics. The general public don't have a clue about electrics. They just know they can plug something in and turn it on, and that's it. Most of the time you ask a normal person what voltage our sockets run at, and they couldn't tell you. So it's very technical, and if someone ever queries it, you just pull out your pocket a lot of technical info, and they just seem sure. To be honest.
Yeah, I suppose sometimes it's going to be maybe the DIYers or people that have a little bit of a clue about electrics, that could be the awkward ones because they've done a bit of research, watched a few videos, they think they know, and then you come along and tell them something else.
Yeah, we've had it a lot of times before when you go to a job and you start, let's say, doing a fuse board change or something like that, and they turn around and go, oh yeah, I put those sockets in over there, and then this and that, and you start pulling it off, and you think, oh my God, like why have you done? And they've run it in the right cable, but they've not put sleeving on. There's no grommets on it. You know, there's not doubled over. There's loads of bits and bobs. You just think you can spot straight away if it's a DIY job or it's an electrician job. So yeah, but you do get them every now and then, to be honest. Especially the fuse boards change. I've seen a fuse board change recently, not by electrician. Oh my God.
Good.
Oh no. Oh my God. No, it'd look better if I had a stamped on it.
Oh, okay. So another one we've got is I know how important it is for guys who are working on themselves, trying to make sure the days are booked up and you're not going over or falling out, to mess up your days. But the one question we've seen that pops up quite a bit is, my preferred electrician can't do this day. Can you? Can I reserve you?
Can I reserve it? No, I can't. I can't really say I've ever had it, to be honest.
Okay, might be one of the lucky ones.
Yeah, I think so. I think because around my area, when I said we've got a relationship with the electrician, we all know each other. Most of us get on. It's not of my preferred electrician. It's just thing he can't do. It's a call out. On the way here today, another electrician rang me and said, "I'm out of town at the moment. I'm down in Essex or whatever it was. Someone needs you in Stafford, can you help?" I said, sorry mate, I can't, I'm on the way here. He says, yeah, no worries, I'll ring so-and-so. And it was just like, oh, there we go. Yeah, obviously that's their preferred electrician, but as electricians in the community, we can say, well, this guy, I recommend him, he'll come and sort you out. And the electrician was ringing the other electrician instead of giving the number to the customer to ring. So it's a bit of professionalism there as well, which is nice. So yeah, I probably went completely off tangent, but yeah.
No. Do you find it can sort of go the other way a bit, that you may turn up to a house, to a job, and they'll be like, oh, sorry, I meant to cancel, and then that's your day completely thrown out.
So I've had this a few times where they've got, and to be fair, the last time I can remember, which was, it's an old lady, I think she had dementia, and she'd panicked, and it was just simple as her bathroom, the bulb had snapped out in the holder in the bathroom, so she had the metal casing in there, and she'd rang 4 or 5 electricians from what is the Notional Parish Mag, the magazine for our village, and every single electrician that answered, which is crazy because the amount of stories I hear when people just electricians or plumbers just don't answer the phones. And I said, yeah, I sort of knew of her. They knew my family background and everything like that. So I said, yeah, I'll pop over at 9. I got there as an electrician was pulling up on the drive, and I was like, instantly, just what's going on here? And we both knew each other. I said, who are you here for? He said, oh, so-and-so. I said, right, okay. I said, let's just knock on the door together and see what's going on. Knocked on the door, and she didn't remember ringing any of us. That was the issue. I said, right, okay, but she's obviously been told by her daughter or family in the past of whoever you ring, write it down. So she was notepads everywhere. So we found the notepad, had a chat with her, and she rang 5. So he went and fixed that while I then rang all the other 3 electricians to cancel them, just so everyone was to turn up at the same time. But that's the only sort of time that other people have turned up, or it's the awkward moment where you say to a woman, I'll come quote 5 for your kitchen or your fuse board or whatever, and I got there 10 minutes early. I like to try and get there a little bit early, but the other electrician's still there quoting from the time before, so you end up pulling up behind them and yeah, all right. So yeah, it happens every now and then, but not too much.
Have you got any good examples, or say bad examples, let's say, of some real awkward customers that have really gone out of their way to make it difficult for you? Not necessarily intentionally.
Not intentionally. I get it quite a bit with people wanting the Wi-Fi left on, which you can imagine is impossible most of the time if you're changing a fuse board or you're altering a socket circuit. You can try your best, but when it comes to a point where safety becomes first, then you've got to knock it off. A few other things, moving ornaments. I can happily say to people, if I'm doing a rewire, I'm going to move your beds around, I'm going to do this, can you just try and empty as much as possible, or just get stuff off the side and put it in a box, or do something with it to make it easier for me to do it. Yeah. You turn up and nothing's been moved, and the kids are still in bed, or you know what I mean, and you just think, oh my God, like, But where do you stand with that? You've already given you a price to rewire your house. So I then go, well, I'm now going to spend an hour and a half moving all your stuff. Do you get charged for it? It's one of them.
What would you do in that situation?
I just sort of take it as it comes. I just go to them, right, you said you'll move this, give me a hand. If it's quick enough to do it, but I would never really alter a quote or an estimate, should we say, based on that. It is what it is. You take it as it comes with the job. You know, if they'd have done it and made the job a bit easier, would I have charged them less? Probably not. So I'm not going to charge them more if they haven't done it. So I don't know. It's just a system you sort of get used to, and you just go with it, to be honest.
So for anyone out there who's got some good, bad examples of awkward customers, funny, whatever it is, send them in because we'd like to hear about it. Right then, so that's all from us. Thank you. See you next time.